Mm. Make sure everything's good. Headphones disconnected. Um, so that's my wife texting me. All right, here we go. Back. Salute, 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 salute. I hope everybody's having a blessed morning, a blessed day. Wherever you are in the world, I hope that you growing and flowing. I'm back. Just finished up basic training. 26 weeks, 26 long, hard weeks. And, I had a couple, passes while I was in training that they would let us, have the weekend or have the day. That happened just a few times. But, being in the mix of training and dibbing and dabbing with the civilian world, right? Because that's what, we call it in the military. Like, even like, off topic real quick, and I'm going to bring it back right back to what I was talking about. But I was in the airport because I forgot how to take flights apparently, and when it was time for us to check our bags in, I put my personal bag, my carry-on bag that I could have kept on me, I put that with the rest of my bags that got sent on the plane. So I almost got stuck having to wear, you know, the pinks and green uniforms that see me wear, aka the uniform that is the World War II uniform. And I'm gonna just tell you right now, it's a great uniform, right? I have a lot of respect for the uniform, and it looks good. Feels good to have it on, but it feels good to have it on for a certain duration of time. Kind of similar to how females feel about wearing maybe, sexy ass heels. The ones that really got that curve in it with the real pointy heel. Like it looked great. Like wow. Like especially if she got some nice feet, that's nice. But I'm sure they don't like wearing that for too long, and that's exactly how wearing those pinks and greens felt. So I originally was supposed to change it to my OCPs, aka my camo uniform. For those that don't know what OCP mean, and like I said, I put my carry-on bag, on it boarded the flight before me with the rest of my bags. So luckily, my wife is caring and is loving and is helpful as she is. She has some of my, just come back to the point where I'm saying civilian clothes. Like, I don't know why we call it that. And I don't know how I came about starting to say that, but it just kind of happened naturally. Um, I can't really say how like that happened, but it's just a thing that we do. But yeah, like she came through to the airport because our flights was around the same time. I had to come here to Texas, and she had to go, back to Toronto, and she had my civilian clothes on her, so I was able to, switch out, what I'm saying, for a minute. And then finally, when I arrived to Texas, I had to change back to my OCPs to touch down in Fort Hood, where I'm currently at right now. So back to the point that I was saying about dibbing and dabbing, the little dibbing and dabbing I've been able to, been doing with the civilian world. Now that I'm pretty much back in it, but I'm not. Cause like, I'm in the army. I'm just not in a basic train. I'm not in a basic training environment. Meaning, like, it's kind of like, I wouldn't say like basic training is kind of like the job interview to the job, but that's like the best way I could explain it to a civilian. Or like a tryout. It's like a mixture of both of that. Like basic training is a mixture of a tryout for a sports team slash a job interview, right? You got to have, good communication skills. You got to have good team working skills. And on top of the fact that you also have to be in a certain kind of physical shape, or at least you have to be yearning and willing and hungry enough to work towards getting to a certain place that you want to be physique wise. Like a lot of my fellow battle buddies, that I met. You know, I had to take the ASVAB program. I don't know if I spoke on this, but I think I might have. I had to take the ASVAB program in order to be qualified to join the infantry because I kept failing that test. Originally, when I tried to join back when I was 21, then I fell off it, then I came back. And luckily enough, when I came back around, when I joined when I was 26, I passed it the first time. But, right, I had to take that. But the point I'm trying to make is that there's programs now that the Army has to try to help people get in if you're willing to, you know, adapt and make the changes that they feel necessary for you to make in order to, you know, be accepted. And one of the things that I would have had to do if I wasn't stupid, because that's what we like to say, like, you know, sometimes we tease each other, and like if a drill sergeant get mad at us for something, somebody that didn't go to the ASVAB program that came straight from being a civilian to just flying out to basic training, and then we get in trouble for something, they trying to figure out who, somebody might, yeah, be like, oh, what's the ASVAB waiver? Pretty much trying to, like, it was one of the doodle heads that had to take a stupid test. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. Like, that don't get me mad. And they never really talking to me anyway because they know that I'm, you know, for those that did know me and had the experience of getting to know me and getting close to me in that basic training environment, number one, I know they'll never forgive me for the rest of their life because of the genuine type of person that I am and the genuine effect that I had on their life. And if you watch my channel long enough, you know that I'm big on that, right? I'm big on spiritual currency. I'm big on just being genuine and getting what you give and integrity, right? So, man, it's a lot I could say, man. I'm soaking it up, man. I'm soaking it up. Like, just to even be able to just be back in this mode where I could just like sit right here, you know, put this phone back up and just chop it up with y'all like I used to do. It feel good. Another little joke in the Army is like, sometimes when things would get hard and people would be ready to quit, whether they was joking or not. Fort pretty much means like, let's say like you lived in a gated community, right? Or let's say like you lived in the projects, you know, like the name of my projects is called Mount Haven Projects, right? So projects, let's say instead of saying projects, it would be called Mount Haven Fort. That's just the way the Army call it because it's like its own world in a base that you gotta go through that you can only enter with a Army ID. And it's everything that you need. Like it's like in Full Hood right now where I'm at. I was just doing some homework because I'm dressed and suited and booted to you know what I'm saying, to go to the gym and all that. But I want to chop it up with y'all first so I could get on with the rest of my day and everything like that. But yeah, it's a few gyms over here. Like even when I had, you know, a pass or two where like they let us go for the day or they let us go for the weekend when I was in basic training. It was a nice gym in Fort Benning, aka Fort Moore, where I was at. And I was hooping over there, as y'all could see. It was an amazing time. You know, hooping is special for me. You know, it's real special for me. Like, you know, it's a lot of things that's going on just with television, like with sports, and things can be fake, things can be not fake, but I got a genuine relationship with that sport, and I'm probably going to forever be playing that sport just for the love of the game. And I feel good. It feels good to be here with y'all. I appreciate all y'all support. I appreciate y'all being here with me in this moment, and if you missed this moment, you watching it back, just know I appreciate you for taking the time out your day to tune in and rock with me. And I just want to genuinely like say thank you to everybody that has been supporting me throughout my journey, because my journey has been a very, very turbulent journey. And it means the world to me that there's people out here in this world that see, you know, what I'm trying to do, and they can feel me on a soul level through a camera. You know, I also want to take a moment just to stop what I was saying, just to acknowledge that right there, that point right there. We live in a world where that don't really exist no more. We live in a world where the only way people want to have a real effect on you through a camera is if a girl is twerking and she got you rocked up and is tricking your mind into thinking that, you know, because like that's how it works, right? When you engage into something like that, your brain don't know the difference between you know, doing that and like having the actual intercourse. So you get the point that I'm trying to make. Like, so I just appreciate that, you know, I'm thankful for myself even that I had the heart to do what I did, you know, throughout my whole journey to be here in this moment with y'all to even be able to have that to reflect on. Like that's incredible. Like just having these moments that I knew, you know, leading up to this moment. Everything that I did from pictures that I would take when y'all be wondering like, yo, why it seem like he glorifying being homeless? Why is he taking pictures seeming like he's not bothered with being homeless? Like he's not, y'all don't even understand. I had the visionary mindset the whole time. The whole time. I knew what I was doing. I was literally creating a documentary. Trusting the process to the extent that I could be present, but also be present in knowing that my present is not forever. Making presents for myself in the future, in the present. That's what I was doing the whole time, taking pictures like, all right, but I just want to remember this. So when I was working security, I got this one picture I took where I angled the camera perfectly so where like you could see the booth, you could see the cameras, or like where I had to watch when I was sitting at the booth. I wanted to remember that whole scenery, like what it felt like to walk in that booth, sit there at that booth. I wanted to see it all. And I wanted y'all to have that to see as well for, you know, for the future. And, you know, for me, you know, becoming successful and working towards continuing to become more and more successful, and then having all of that to look back on for my subscribers and my supporters that been here with me, and for my ones to come, you know, ain't nothing more important in this world than uplifting people. Like, you know, we live in a world full of energy vampires, but I'm gonna tell you something right now, man. Like, you think even energy vampires, like I done seen it right in my eyes. Like you know when you around energy vampires. You know what I'm saying? And Elijah, I'm peeping you, all right? Yo, Elijah, world peace, I'm already peeping that. That's a fact. But I know what's up with energy vampires. Speaking of which, shout out to my wife, you forget me this right here. If you know, this is protection right here. And she told me she be dropping gems on me about the moon and all that. Like I got my own spiritual little lane I've been in my own unique way through my street smarts and my own little, like, you know, unique, you know what I'm saying, like walks through life and all that. But she got gems that she be putting me on that I still be having to like really sit there and be like, run that back. Like, I ain't catch that. But she said apparently when you throw this on your right wrist instead of your left, I forgot. She might have to type that in the comments real quick. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I know this do mean protection, but she just gave me this recently. But back to the point that I was making, right? You know, if you know, it's not that hard to spot energy vampires once you get to a certain point in your spiritual journey. And I've literally seen energy vampires steal people's energy. And then when that person is genuine enough to accept that their energy has been stolen and not try to hide, not try to act like they got a fake boost of energy that they don't have, which most people end up doing. You accept like, yo, I got my energy stolen. I gotta take accountability for this. I'm not feeling good. People walking up to you like, yo, you okay? Like, nah, I'm just not feeling it today. Deep down they know, and deep down the energy vampire knows what's going on. And then now they'll start to feel guilty about that because like when you a real person, you can never lose. You'll even make a energy vampire, a bot, regret being a bot in those moments for just you being genuine enough to accept your wins and your losses in life. It go that deep. I done had people that was trolling me on my channel, turn it all the way around and be like, you know what? I respect you. You know what? My bad. I don't even mean that no more. My bad, matter of fact. Because you still keeping it real. And you still like, you know what? You right. I am relapsing. Or you right. I am still homeless. Or you right. Da-da-da-da. Whatever dudes was coming at me in the past for. And I was still living it. I wasn't trying to get on here and put on no persona. I wasn't trying to get on here and getting on here with the same outfits in the same environment with a vision. and just that energy. And I barely even had the energy of SR and NoFap for real. I just had my soul that was woken up to know what we had to do to get to a certain point. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like just imagine a pit 6 feet deep, and little did you know, you fell into that pit without realizing it from walking a path that you shouldn't have been walking. And you fell into a pit and you banged your head at the bottom of the pit, right? Now imagine the journey of beginning SR, NoFap, and things like that is when you finally wake up and you know the steps that you got to take to get up out of it. So now when you wake up and you get up out that coma from hitting the bottom, and you like, I only got two choices. Either I can stay here or I can go up there. Simple. And it's almost like I need y'all to go watch The Dark Knight, right? I don't know if it's The Dark Knight Rises or if it's The Dark Knight, but this is that. Y'all need to watch that scene, bro. It's a scene in the Batman. Somebody know what I'm talking about. I'm about to just tell y'all. I'm gonna break down the scene, right? So I forgot what happened, but Batman got trapped in a dungeon. It was like a jail in a big ass hole, and it was like people that. All right, we was lagging a little bit. How we doing? Let me know what the connection like. What's up, Osborne? How you feeling? It does feel weird to be in civilian. You looking fly though. Enjoy your day, right?
Thank you, you too.
It's solid. He was trapped in a dungeon, right? And he had to climb his way out. And he failed a bunch of times before he finally was able to get himself out that hole. And y'all need to figure out what movie that is. I'm trying to figure out how to. It's actually, I think it's The Dark Knight. The one, it's The Dark Knight. It's the Batman movie where the Joker died. Like the dude that played the Joker in that movie, he ended up killing himself. Like that, to me, that's my favorite movie of all time. That movie just I can hear the Batman music in my head right now, just when they playing that Batman music. I don't even know how to do it, but the Batman song is it's so inspiring. Like I remember I did a couple jogs in Central Park just playing that. It made me feel like a damn superhero, I'm not gonna lie. Right? But just even thinking about that scene, right? All of the people that couldn't make it out the hole with him, they was so inspired seeing him trying again. And when he finally made it out the hole, and it took everything in him to get out the hole, because he didn't have none of his cool gadgets or nothing. He was just down there as Bruce Wayne. None of the rich stuff. For me, none of the rich stuff. None of that. He just was down there as him. He got beat up. He took an L, like we take L's. And he had to figure out how to get himself out that hole, and then now go face a battle, which is the same reason why he ended up in that hole, was because he couldn't beat up Bane. And Bane pretty much demolished him. You know what I'm saying? And he still found the will within him to get up out that hole and go conquer the mission. Obviously, the movie is fake and it's about a comic book, but it's still stuff that we could gain from that on a spiritual level that we can use and take with us in this lifetime. You know what I'm saying? And I've done a lot of that throughout, my career on YouTube, and just as a man, a lot of mistakes, a lot of lessons, right? My son as well, having a kid irresponsibly at a young age, because I didn't have self-control leading up to me now learning about a little bit after that, NoFap and SR, and then really realizing like how much different my life would have been in all ways, shapes, or form if I'd have just even seen the light at the end of the tunnel. Because that for me is the light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like now, ever since I've learned about that, I've always been able to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and that is exactly what has been keeping me going, if you wonder. That's how inspiring that is when you finally could see that. I don't know if it feel like that for y'all, but that's how I feel for me, right? It's knowing like when you apply yourself to that and knowing how truly powerful you are by, from understanding the importance of reprogramming your mind, understanding the importance of building new habits. I like that. I merely adapted the dark. I was born in it. That's a fact. So that's why for people like us, seeing the light is different. I think that's another thing. I'm glad you brought that up because that brings me to an even deeper point right there. That right there is even deeper for people that got more scars and battle wounds from going through certain, traumas and insignificance in your life. When you come across the light, knowing like, all right, I see it. Now all I got to do is, figure out how to get there. And it's almost like your power of your soul and manifestation, just if you want it bad enough and you have the gratitude towards just at least being appreciative to be able to see that light. Let me say that again, right? See, the key in manifestation is gratitude, right? So you're probably wondering, when you see the light at the end of the tunnel, but you don't know how to get there, what's the greatness in seeing the light at the end of the tunnel? See, that's where you see your true power, is when you realize, when you just appreciate that you are able to see that, when it's other people that don't have the access to the knowledge that you have. It's other people that don't have access to even just some of the blessings that you have that you take for granted every day. From the small things to the many, many small things. You know what I'm saying? And just having gratitude for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I really feel like too, the Army has helped me with, is just even appreciating, coming outside and just being able to walk and talk, chill, and just our experience is so different now from having not had that for such a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like now I just feel like my vibration is like in way more of a gratitude. Like I'm just so more just like at peace. But just like, yo, I'm thankful. Like I had to sacrifice some time, right? Been through some ups and downs, within the Army that we're gonna speak about in a different video, right? Because I wanna save some content. I don't wanna throw too much on y'all all in one little live because it's been a minute since I've been on here. But it feels good to be back. Yeah. Oh yeah, for my runners, I ain't gonna lie, I wanna put y'all on to this sneaker right here. One of my Ranger buddies that's going to Ranger school, he put me on to this sneaker right here. And if you a runner and you looking for a good running sneaker that's like elite and just like feels immaculate to the foot, right? He put me on to these right here. They called Saucony. Is the name of it on there? Yeah, it don't say the name of it on here, but if you look up like Saucony and just like sound it out, you'll be able to like probably find it. But this is probably the best running shoe I could get my hands on, except for maybe like the running version of like the New Balance. Like New Balance got good running sneakers as well. For all my runners out there, all my aspiring, runners out there that want to get more into cardio and things like that. I got to get myself another tripod. Oh, there you go. My wife spelled it out for you. There you go. Right. I think I forgot to mention it. Yeah, one of the jokes we be making in the Army is like when people be ready to quit and all that, you be like, yo, I'm ready to go back to Fort Crib. You know what I'm saying? So it's just funny that I came straight from the trenches, from the hood, to now coming to a base, a fort that's called Fort Hood. Like I just think that's funny. But it feels good to be here. I'm thankful for where I'm at. Yeah, Asics is another good one. Or maybe, y'all got some questions, right? About maybe, I don't know, whatever's on y'all mind. Because it's been a minute since I've been able to chop it up with y'all. And whatever little fees y'all saw just now, so that was my 20% battery. It wasn't like the connection or nothing. But how has the connection been throughout the live? Has it been good? Let me know. Let me know. But I just want to give a shout out and a salute to all my fellas out there and just everybody in general that's watching this video that just believes in having gratitude and knowing that gratitude is what gets you in alignment to then seeing those puzzle pieces start to align for you to figure out how to get over it, right? Now, think about this, right? Picture a map, right? Picture a map that's blank. What would you rather? Would you rather a map with a walkway that you don't know where the walkway is leading you to because you could be walking the wrong way or the right way? Or would you rather a map that shows you where you at in your life and that shows you the light at the end of the tunnel, and all you got to do is have the gratitude and appreciate that you have, that point right there. Now you got to figure out a way to get there. You know what I'm saying? It's really easy when you think about it like that. Like it's good sometimes on our journey to try to simplify things, to the greatest degree. Try to make things as less complicated in your mind as possible, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to unlock that fight or flight mode within your mind, because your mind at the end of the day is so used to being comfortable from these bad habits that we have for so long. You want to be careful with, making the journey seem like this super duper obstacle course, because that right there could, also be holding you back and make the battle within yourself a little bit more unnecessarily difficult if you kind of follow where I'm trying to lead you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I feel that. My aura is definitely, yeah. I feel good. Like, that's another thing I want to mention. Like, reconnecting with what's going on in the New York drill scene in my hood, around my hood, and really just seeing like, yo, like everybody in the hood got mental health issues, bro, including myself. Like, and obviously, I think everybody's pretty aware of that, and I think even to an extent they could be aware of that. Just the way they act, what they do day to day to just as a normal day for them, like just chilling outside, just waiting to kill somebody, or just randomly wanting to spin blocks and had to be yerked up and perked up to do it. You know what I'm saying? Making videos with you in the front of your projects with a bunch of, dudes that's, looking all scruffy and all like, for me, like dirty Nike techs on and all that, because you're trying to create an image. Well, it's not creating an image, because that's really what the hoods is like out there in New York City. Like, but it's like, as a grown-ass man, to feel like I'm about to invest my money into recording a video of me in my dirty-ass neighborhood and show also my crusty friends that we all in the wrong mindset, right? Because not every hood rapper is going to turn into a Nipsey Hussle. Like, you don't see that a lot. Dudes that was gritty in the mud and really, to them making the transition that he made. So just seeing what's going on in the trenches and seeing like, that going on, that being glorified and people trying to build identity within, the reason why they have the mental issues that they have. Let me run that back real quick. Trying to build an identity not only for yourself, but for the people that never met you a day in their life, but now you're gonna show them you for the first time in that manner, right? And continue to do that and build the identity for yourself in an environment where it is the cause of you walking down a path of your own demise that you can't even see. And to see that at a way more clearer lens just makes me have that much more gratitude to be where I'm at in my life, and to be able to do what I'm able to do, and to be able to understand the power and the significance in doing what I'm doing, and to do it and not feel like maybe how other people would feel like in my hood, and would feel like, why would I get on the internet and try to talk to people when I could just diss my ops and smoke blunts all day and chill on the block and spend money on dumb, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's bars. So yeah, I'm thankful to be where I'm at, and I just think that that make things a lot more smoother when you just appreciate where you at and you just pay attention to what's going on around you. Like we got access to the internet, we got access to being able to see what's going on outside of our own world that we may get overly caught up in when we fighting our own demons. You know what I'm saying? And it be like that sometimes, right? So sometimes, even though the internet is full of a lot of doodle head stuff, at the end of the day, it's good to be thankful to be able to see what's going on outside of your room and outside of your mind. And as you growing on your spiritual journey, you know, in your word, like just use that to your advantage. You know, get in that frequency where you understand and you realize that everything is working within your favor and nothing can hurt you, right? No weapon shall prosper. Believe that and feel gratitude towards that, right? Because there's everything could hurt you if you think about it, and everything can help you. Like, and then that's when you start, you know, throwing yourself off mentally because you don't know what to trust, who to trust, and you start having, you know what I'm saying? You become a schizophrenic, where you feel like you can't even trust the air that you breathe because you think it's government officials waking up in the morning making a 1,000-man formation with spray bottles in their hand going like this for 300 seconds per minute because apparently they realize that if they do that, that's gonna make every millisecond that you breathe up, you gonna die sooner. Like you could literally be your own worst enemy in so many different ways, bro. Trust me, it's a lot of that going on. I'm telling you. Word. Yeah, bro. And you gotta just understand, like, bro, you can't save everybody. You know, be as genuine as you could be. You know, do and help people within means, like where like you not right? Because how could you gotta think about it, right? If you gotta help somebody where you end up knocking your cup over, right? You know what I'm saying? Like let it spill over, right? Like they say, like when your cup, do you focus on yourself, do everything you gotta do, and let your vibe over everything, all that's gonna overflow, right? Because I'm getting to that point where the more that I continue to do what I gotta do for myself, now when I wanna get on here and let my cup overflow and put out a good message and a good vibe for the people around the world that tune in with me at the end of the day, like that's my cup overflowing. But if I would have to do something in the means of like, my cup is overflowing and it's spilling, but it's spilling this way, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get it over there so I can help them. Like sometimes you can't do that. So sometimes like you don't want to let, you know, having a good heart or getting spiritual currency also get you fucked up, fuck yourself up as well, to the point where, you know, you end up knocking your own cup over trying to help somebody else, and now that person, you gonna think like, oh, I tried to help you and now you can't even help me. Fuck you, like I wasted my time, da 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 da. When at the end of the day, you was helping somebody that didn't have enough in their cup to help you in the first place. So if you knock your cup over and that person was looking for you to try to fill their cup up, what is that person gonna be able to do for you when they can't, when you knock your cup over? So you have to always remember that, understand that. Help people within the means are like, I want to be able to help this person and be able to help more people. So let it flow. Let the people that are brought to you by the divine, by your religion, whatever you want to believe, right? That this person was brought within, you know, a certain way so that it could catch that wave of your cup overflowing. He might have been over here, right? It's somebody that's over here right now that don't understand the significance and the importance of maybe people like me and my channel. And then eventually he might start to go through things. As my wave is coming this way, he over here, he gonna start to go through things that's gonna bring him within the wave. And that's how you gotta trust the process. It's gonna happen, right? When I get, you know, whatever subscriber count exactly I'm at right now, when I get that extra one, when that happens in 3 weeks, that certain specific person that subscribed when he did happen exactly the way it was supposed to happen. That's why I do not do no clout chasing shit on this channel. Because I want my channel to be aligned with the greater good of helping people when it's time and meant for them to be helped. I don't take it personal if this video got more views than that video and da da da. I don't let none of that get in my head no more. Because now I understand maybe this video is just not meant for you right now. Or maybe this video is not meant for you at all and it's meant for a certain group of people. You know, that is my lane in just the spiritual community and what I do. And I fully understand that now, more than ever. And yo, shout out to this cool watch I got. Let me show you this cool watch I got, right? So I got a watch, right? It's called a Garmin, right? Let me show you all a little bit about it. So you see the dots next to the heart? When I have it on my wrist, it literally is tracking my heart rate. I paid $300 for this, and it was worth every dollar. You know what I'm saying? Also, it has a built-in GPS. It has a breathing exercise, right? When your heart rate get a little too high or your stress level get too high, because it also tracks your stress. I don't know if y'all can see that, right? It tracks your stress. And when it gets too high, it gives you a sort of like reminder or something like that, like, hey, like you should do a breathing exercise. And then I did it one time, right? Because like, you know, the drill sergeants had us doing stuff where like we didn't really have enough time to like think for ourselves, and we was just ripping and running everywhere. So my stress level got to like 70, and then it told me like, hey, like do this and it's waterproof. It told me do this breath exercise. So the first 5 minutes was 3-3-3-3, which was in for 3 seconds, hold for 3 seconds, breathe out for 3 seconds, and then hold that for 3 seconds, and then do it again for 5 minutes, and then phase 2 would be a 4-4-4-4 for 10 minutes. Wow. So yeah, it's tracking respiration, it's tracking body temperature. When your phone is connected to it, it's tracking just it could track the weather of wherever you at. It's kind of like an Apple Watch because it's tracking notifications on your phone as well. When I get a phone call, my joints start buzzing. And I wanted a more reliable watch because, you know, sometimes the alarm system on your phone or even a watch is not reliable just by sound. And this watch has a vibration system where, like, not only does it ring, but it vibrates on your hand to where, like, there's no way you're going to be able to ignore that. Like, you're going to get up. So, yeah, it's a really cool watch. I'm probably forgetting to tell y'all something about it, but it's a really cool watch. Thank you for the donation. Let's read it off. So it's amazing to see your transformation for the past 6 months. Love, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you. Right? And 999, right? You know, I don't know if I'm correct or not, but I believe 999 is a significant frequency as well. And I think from what I remember, it signifies transitioning or like being at a certain peak spiritually, like being at your peak spiritually or something like that, like something real high vibration. So I don't know if you did that consciously or not, but we in the flow, you are. But what's going on with y'all? Like anybody maybe got some advice? Maybe got some advice that y'all need from me or something like that. You going through something, or you know something happened to you that like maybe I could speak on, something like that. I give you a little minute to type it up. I don't want to be on here for too much longer either. This was just a let y'all know I'm back. Yeah, y'all seen that picture of me I posted with the M4 with the grenade launcher? Oh my lord, that is serious. Walk around with that is crazy. The real life noob too. And oh yeah, if you know, you know that's a fact. Financial stability bring a different type of peace. I was at a different type of bottom, and now I'm feeling a different type of peace. You heard? I got a big ass bonus on the way to my account as we speak. What? Like, and I'm also about to help some people get out the streets. Or can't say too much on that, but I'm in a great position right now. I'm not gonna hold you. For me, your ex trying to reconnect. Uh-oh, one of those. Okay, okay, okay. So what's the first thing that come to mind when you told me that? Well, you could learn from everything, right? So if you and your ex got like one of them type of, you know, vibes where like you could at least chop it up with her, maybe learn from like what she been going through since y'all been broken up, see where she at psychologically, see maybe if she was truly like if y'all was meant to go through that for a reason. Um, see like just what you know what I'm saying? Like you get where I'm trying to come from? Like maybe I could talk. Maybe instead of like doing what they try to teach you in the red pill, like, oh, this your opportunity to reject her, da 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 da. Like, nah, like maybe y'all could be friends or, for a certain period of time. And maybe y'all could just talk, maybe like, have good conversation about just y'all relationship and ways y'all want to get better. Maybe you could ask her for advice about things about you that you want her to keep it a buck with. Like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, keep it a buck with me. Like, what's some things about me that you just really didn't like jack, like you really wasn't jacking. Like things that like you felt like I couldn't even change and it made you not want to be with me that much more because it was certain things about me that you might have noticed later on in a relationship or in the beginning that you like let roll over your shoulder because you thought it was just a moment, but it really was my personality, like da da da. Like you get where I'm going with that? Like just have like a open discussion with it, like a mature conversation. And you ain't got to do verbatim what I told you, but go with your own flow because you your own main character, right? I'm a main character in your movie. I mean, pause. I'm a side character in your movie, right? Everybody is a side character in your movie. And y'all are a side character in my movie. It's just like whatever spawn you in, you the main character. And that's how you gotta feel. So I'm just here to assist you, my God, but you ain't gotta take exactly what I told you. You know what I'm saying? You catch my drift. Different type of bottoms. They don't know, bro. Yo, Kareem, they don't even, bro, you was there. I remember you, bro. I remember you. And we done definitely, had some conversations that some went good, some went bad. But I appreciate you for, hanging around, sticking around, still being here. I'm thankful for your support, Kareem. Know that. Traumatic situation, similar to you almost getting cut on a live. Ooh. So what happened? Like, so you pretty much saying like somebody tried to like stab you up in a spontaneous little moment. Like for me, just let that roll over your shoulder, right? Be tactful while you out there, but don't be walking around. I mean, I can't say that. I can't say don't walk around with nothing. But what I can say is just don't walk around with it with the intention of trying to hurt somebody if they do it. Like just keep that off your mind. Just be thankful that nothing happened that day, because I done lost homies to that, right? So even me going through that myself was a kind of a traumatic moment for me because I had recently, prior to that, lost a homie to that. They was just about to fight, and in the middle of the fight, he backed out the poker and poked him up in the middle of the fight. So I wasn't even having PTSD from like, oh my God, like he was bigger than me and he could have, nah, it was just like we could have really fought and he could have got a low leverage, or even if I had the leverage, he could have slid on me with the knife in the middle of us doing something. I could have, for me, like he could have did me greasy. So just when things happen and you come out on the other side, okay, just be thankful for that, have gratitude. Don't try to walk around with no ill will or no anger. Let it go. Don't let it. Like I be trying to tell y'all. I'm gonna keep on mentioning this. I learned this from this incredible book that I want y'all to read called Becoming Supernatural, right? Because that's what we all becoming on this spiritual journey. We all becoming supernatural. So everybody go purchase that book, and it's 11:11. You heard? At least in my time. So go purchase that book. What I've learned, one of the biggest key gems so far that I've got from that book is staying. If you want to be present, stay out of the familiar past and a predictable future, right? So predictable future could be, oh, like I'm in this environment and things like this could happen, so I'm gonna walk around with this on me in intentions of if somebody do something to me, I will, if I may or not have to put somebody on their back and lift their soul. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that on your mind, plus your day-to-day routine, plus you trying to reprogram that, like try to make your life a little bit easier. Just be at one frequency, bro. Like, let's just make life simple. Be at one, choose a frequency and stick with that frequency for the rest of the day. If you want to feel love, be in that. If you want to feel gratitude, be in that. But make sure it's a high vibrational frequency. You know what I'm saying? But, wow, that's that on that. But I'm seeing I want to get to everybody. He said, now I got pistol whip. Oh. Well, don't let that hurt your ego. You're not no more big or less of a man for that situation. We all got to take losses. Sometimes we lose some, sometimes we win some, but I'm thankful that nothing happened to you and that you're still alive and that you have that to look back on and you have that to, you know, tell stories about maybe to your kids or to your friends or to anybody that you may end up inspiring, or just even yourself in the future. You know, I'm glad that happened to you, and just you use that as a way to just be more thankful for your life. And just please don't let it fuck with your pride, because that's what we tend to do sometimes as men when we not super gladiators and don't come out on top of every situation. Like, don't let that be you, bro, because that is a very toxic mentality to have. So just, you know, don't be toxic with yourself. You know, be graceful with the way that you treat yourself mentally. You know what I'm saying? Because the same way you treat yourself is the same way you treat somebody else. If you're going to beat yourself up about getting pistol whipped, you would do the same thing to somebody else. So you got to think about it, right? Treat other people the way that you want to be treated, and it will help you treat yourself better. Use other people as that way. Get that spiritual currency from other people, and treat other people in ways that you want to treat yourself better psychologically and spiritually. And then you will then come to find that you will start to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? It feel good to be dropping gems back on here, man. It feel good. Feel good. We flowing dropping gems. I missed this. But I hope you could connect with that, Turner. This guy's 100% speaking facts. He always kept me motivated and training, and I'm glad I got to walk across the field. Oh, that's my guy, Durham. What's up, Durham? I love you. It's my guy right here, man. Like, Durham is another person, like, it wasn't even like I saw him as an opportunity to get spiritual currency, but like he's just a real genuine person, and he is who he is. Like, you know, like people from the hood like me, like I'm not used to being around white dudes like him. That's like, he kind of got like a nerdy low vibe, and like he don't walk around like super tough. Like I'm trying to say it in the best way to explain it for people that's from where I'm from, and also in a respectful way from people that's not where I'm from that may misunderstand what I'm saying. So please follow me. But what I'm trying to say is I'm not used to being around white folks like him. Let me just be blatant. And being around him and seeing how just genuine person he is, and how he is who he is. He goofy, he laugh when he wants to. He don't try to be tough all day, and he don't even try to act tough. When certain situations happen, he would gladly back down from, be like, that's not what I want to do. He knows that he's capable of it because he works out, he's fit, but he just don't want to do that. He don't want to be about that life, and I really, really, really respect that. And I couldn't wait to get away from where I was from to be around people like him. So I'm also thankful to have met people like him and some of my other bros that I told them this to their face. You know what I'm saying? And it's been situations where people done try to bother him and try to see him as an easy opportunity to like try to bring him down and bring themselves up in a way that's a lie, because that's never how it actually works out. Because going back to what I just gave advice to one of the other bros just now, how you treat people is how you treat yourself. So they may not go through the exact same situation in where they would literally experience the same thing that they are treating somebody else in, but they're going to go through something different and beat themselves up in a way that's going to cripple themselves in the same way that they're trying to cripple somebody else for going through something or for being a certain way. So the universe is very witty, bro. Like, it's the most wittiest thing, bro. It's nothing to play with. Like, the higher powers is nothing to play with, so just be humble, you know what I'm saying? But I stuck up for him, and I almost done got in a fight for this dude. I done almost got, like, write-ups from the drill sergeants. You know, I'm telling drill sergeants, I literally told a dude straight to his face when a drill sergeant was standing right there, and I threw the Frank at him. If you know what that means. I don't want to say it on here, but I threw the Frank at him in front of the drill sergeant because he was picking on bro. And luckily the drill sergeant was cool enough to understand and see where I was coming from, and da-da-da. And he let it go over his head, and he told me, he was like, you better not ever do that again, and da-da-da. But, you know what I'm saying? But that's my guy. You know, I got love for you, dumb. And I done gave this dude, I done told him about SR, no fab. I done put him on the, you know, female nature, advice about women and all that. And he went from being a dude that was questioning himself, and I ain't trying to take the credit for none, because at the end of the day, he knew how to apply that. I don't take credit for none of the help that I've given y'all, because at the end of the day, you got to be at a certain point where you could receive, put in a certain play, and get to a certain point yourself. So that's all on y'all. We just working together, you know what I'm saying? But I would never take credit for none of that. That's us working together, if anything. But it's not me doing it for you. You dig? But he then became the dude that ended up allegedly start having girls, you know, being able to pull women, you know, more than dudes that thought that they was more attractive than him. They looking at him like, what? How'd you? Coach remind me of XXX, hard dude from the inner city. Now he doing God's work, inspiring other brothers. Or I was just watching the video of XXX the other day, and I don't really pay too much attention to, like, beef and all that, like, stuff going on in the industry, but it do kind of seem like, I mean, it's kind of corny I'm bringing this up, but it came up on my Instagram feed about how, like, he was dissing Drake, talking severely crazy, like, at least in New York, like, you throwing a Frank in New York the way he was throwing a Frank at Drake, yeah, like, that's a death wish. The way he was throwing a Frank at that guy, like, and then the little subliminals that Drake was throwing after the fact when dude passed away, I was like, yeah, it's looking like it's a little algebra equation going on with their little situation. I'm just gonna say that. But anyway, I've been going in a circle for quite a few years, falling back into bad habits I know aren't productive for me. As much as I know I need to change, I keep failing. Any advice? See, you don't keep failing. What it is that you keep on, damn, what's the name of that shit that happened in a fucking video game? Checkpoint. See, let me tell you something about this journey, right? There's checkpoints. And if you find yourself, let's say you can't get over 7 days, or you can't, whatever your checkpoint is, just try to understand where I'm coming from when I say checkpoints. When you making the same mistake over and over, even when you know, and you keep on respawning at that same checkpoint. Like, yo, I literally just felt like this 30 days ago, but then I relapsed, and now I'm back feeling just how I felt 30 days. Well, obviously, it's not exactly how you felt, but you get what I'm trying to say. But that is a checkpoint. And in order to get through that checkpoint, you got to take, the gems, that you've already gained, like, for example, the spiritual journey is kind of one of those video games that along the way of completing the missions, there's little things that you got to pick up that might be in the dirt over there, right? Let's say my mission, I got to walk down there and I got to walk in that building and I got to have a talk with somebody, right? And then after I complete that mission, I'm on to the next chapter, right? But on the way to that, I walked past that and there was a gem back there that I had to go grab. And it's a gem that's shining. But the reason why I didn't see that gem was because I wasn't present enough. See, you got to embrace that the journey is beautiful. You have to embrace that the struggle is beautiful, because ain't no better feeling. I'm telling you right now, the feeling that I feel from making it out of the hellhole that I fucking came from. There is no money that could buy this feeling. There's no way I could really even put this feeling in the words for you, my God. But I'm telling you right now, the struggle is beautiful. The journey is beautiful. And be as present as you could possibly be. How do you do that? Let's run it back. Stop thinking about the predictable future and the familiar past, because that is what keeps you from being present enough to get the gems that you need to get past the damn checkpoint, which is why everybody on the planet is going to be stuck. You know why? Because what's the purpose of these phones, social media, da-da-da? Kind of sounds like it's aligning with the point that I'm trying to make of being present to get the checkpoints to pass the missions that you can't pass because you need certain things to pass. But in order to not get that, what has to happen? You have to be distracted. How do you get distracted? Long hours of scrolling on TikTok, Instagram. You catch my drift? Be as present as you could possibly be, my God, is what I'm trying to say. And just understand me when I say that. Be present with everything. Accept. Have gratitude for where you at in your life and accept it. Have gratitude to it. Don't try to fight the feeling. Accept it. Feel it. Let it burn. Let it burn. Don't try to fight the feeling. Don't try to make the journey a damn obstacle course in your fucking mind. You know what I'm saying? Make it simple. Just relax, feel gratitude for where you at. Understand that you're going to get to where you need to be because you're a young king. And just keep growing and flowing, my God. And you're going to get there. I promise you. If I could do it, you could damn sure do it. Keep up the great work, nephew. Keep pushing. Appreciate you, Robert. Thank you. Appreciate you, Hicks. Thank you. Appreciate you. It's cool seeing you back on this online. online again. It's cool seeing the growth. We all growing, but it's cool seeing your elevation. Not gonna lie, salute. Oh, sub, by the way. Thank you. Salute. Ain't that crazy how life work? For those that know my day one subs, I first came on this internet platform with saying, salute Jesus, your boy Coach Davis live from Brooklyn. I was broke, aspiring YouTuber. It's kind of funny how life worked, don't it? What is your biggest takeaway from being around people of other cultures in an environment where there's hierarchy? Damn, that's a good question. I gotta let that process. Yo! Sup? Sup? Grand Rising, G's. That's a great question right there. He said, I gotta repeat that. I gotta let that sink in. Hmm? Nah, that's what I was about to go do after I'm done with this. I'm gonna go grab something to eat, go to the gym. Y'all went to the defect? Oh, bet. It is? Is it still open? Or they close at certain times? They about to what? Oh, they getting lunch ready right now? You know what time it start? Probably 12, right? I gotta go there too. All right, so I'm gonna slide with y'all. Bet. I want to show y'all all my bros real quick. Now, bro, congratulations to the bros. Congratulations. I'm so proud of y'all. You heard? Proud of y'all. Yeah. Oh, you got a picture with the oh word? That's lit. So back to your question, my guy. I did not forget about you, because yeah, you definitely a smart dude for that question. I like that question. So let me sit down for this one. Hold on. Because I want to really dig into this one. Because I feel like that is a game changer right there, right? Because in reality, right, you know, even going back to like high school, right? But like obviously the hierarchy being, you know, your teachers, the principals, stuff like that. Right? Especially coming from where I came from. Shit. That's what I'm saying. So I would say my biggest takeaway is that I would not, first of all, number one, I would not have even been able to experience what I've been able to experience with these people and connect with them in the way that I have if I wasn't a level-headed thinking person. If I was a person that was a victimized soul that, right? Because that's sometimes the sad part about life, is that you go through things that sadly that you was born into because of the irresponsibleness of your parents or whoever you was raised with. And then you carry that with you throughout your whole life, the anger, the hurt, the pain. You know, like Tupac say, so many tears. And it end up holding you back from experience. You end up being your own worst enemy because of that. So me just thankfully being conscious of what I'm conscious of and not letting those things work against me, so I could be fully present and becoming more and more present day by day as I was in that environment. My biggest takeaway from that was that being present is way more important than you would ever know. Because it's almost like missing a bus that once you miss it, it's not gonna fucking come back. Or you might go to a different location to catch that bus, and then you'll realize what that other bus would have possibly been like for you in that time, right? So maybe I wouldn't have been present throughout basic training, but I would have been present in another time, having another experience with different diversities of people in a different kind of hierarchy situation, whether it be a job or whatever the case. Then I would have been thinking about, damn, what if I'd have been more present in basic training? and connected with that, and you know what I'm saying? So truthfully, you really can never lose, but you always could learn. But that's definitely my biggest takeaway is that I value and I'm very, very more responsible with day to day what I got going on vibration wise, because you just end up like doing yourself dirty with, you know, blocking your own blessings and experiences that you get out of alignment with that you can't experience unless you are at a certain wavelength. It's almost like trying to explain the spiritual journey to a bot, where like you're trying to get it through their head, but then they're just looking at you like, bro, I don't care for this. Why are you talking to me? You know what I'm saying? Like, say, hey coach, can you give an example of the quote from the book about the past and the future? I'm trying to understand, but I can't seem to get the can't, but I can't. That's a real gem. That's a real gem. Okay. The predictable future. What I'm doing in the next 5 minutes from now. I just talked to the bros. We about to go get some food, PX, whatever. That just I literally forgot about that because I've been doing it so much since I learned about it. I literally forgot about that till just now when I just brought it up. Right? Now, the familiar past, obviously traumas, ex-girlfriends, boyfriends, if it's a female watching, or if you go that way, whatever, you get what I'm trying to say. Like just anything familiar that you already experience, and then anything that you can predict that is going to happen already. Not to mention, not even just the predictable future, but just the future that you're trying to manifest. From trying to be so ahead of the game, when you got to just understand, when you see the light at the end of the tunnel, put your spirit first. That's your purpose in life, is to connect with your spirit, because you never have done that in your entire life. So make that your purpose, and then you will be blessed with an abundance amount of things that align with you being connected to your spirit. I just gave you the key to life right there. That's how you make life simple. What is your purpose? Connecting to your spirit and getting everything that is magnetized to you doing that. And whatever your unique spirit attracts and is magnetized, is gonna magnetize. Boom. For example, let me just practice it with you right now. So you're staring at me, right? What I want you to do is look at my hat and just pay attention to the color, right? Forget about that you on live right now. Forget about that I'm speaking. Forget that I even told you to do that. Forget about everything, and just all you see and hear is in your mind. I just see the black hat, and just focus. But focus in a calm way. But just focus. Trust that you can focus. Trust and just focus. And then you'll start to realize that things will start withering away, or things will start to come up. And that's how you could pinpoint what's holding you back mentally. You find something and then you focus on it. Then when you focus on it, it'll give you a chance to just, it's like you're in a frozen mode where now you're more hyper aware of what's going on here. And now everything that's happening, the predictable future thoughts is coming up. Now you just use staying focused on whatever it is that you're focusing on, whether it be a crack in the wall, whatever. Staying focused on that, so that when that comes up, you just focus a little bit more, and don't feed into it, because you're feeding into the focus the thing that you're focusing on. The familiar past. Feel what those feelings feel like when you think about the predictable future, whatever your unique predictable future that you're thinking about, your familiar past that you're thinking about. Feel what it feels like when that comes up. So now you won't really have to do that after a while. You do it a little bit, and then it's gonna get to a point where the feelings is just gonna be a subconscious thing. Like, okay, we already know what to do with that, and then you'll just start body language in it. Like I start realizing I do that sometimes, where like now I could just like kind of like how rappers do, like when a rapper is like freestyling, and then like he might catch a moment where like he's still trying to stay on the beat, and then like he might forget a bar that he was trying to say, but he freestyling, so like he kind of wither away from that and forget about that because it's the familiar past, and then he kind of do like a and then he stayed within the beat and all that, and then he used the body language and all that, and then he find something else that connected with that wavelength of the beat, and him just being in that frequency and not getting off it. You dig what I'm saying? That was deep right there. I hope y'all caught all that. But I've been on here long enough. I don't want to be on here too long, and I'm starving. I got things to do today. It's my first, little, not my first day off, but like it's a lot of freedom I got today, so I want to enjoy this a little bit, talk to my wife a little bit, handle some business. So we will be back soon. Y'all got some video requests, whatever, tune in, comment it down below. Let me know. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to me and my wife. What I'm saying? Shout out to my wife for, doing what she been doing on my channel since I've been away and all that. I appreciate all y'all for y'all support. We got a lot more gems coming. We got a lot more growing and flowing to do. You heard? Salute.